after his murder, members of George
Everybody stand up while
visited
watching this.
Houston to see the unveiling.
Put your hand over your heart.
Floyd was killed in 2020 at the hands of former Minnesota police officer. Mayor Sylvester Turner was with his family.
That's the person you saw.
Cash hanging out of his pocket.
That's the person you saw when you were like, seriously, like those other images. Like, this is what you saw. You know what I mean?
He's got fake money in his pocket hanging out right there.
Right.
And peep the Trayvon Martin, he's got a hood on. So, like, there you go.
Like,
the Beatus Floyd.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be. Yeah, you gotta be a serious guy to salute Mac Knight, man. I ain't even see you in it. You gotta be a serious guy to, pretend like you work for the water department. Be knocking on people's doors, and when they come to the door, you brush in with your boys and pistol whip them and search for place.
And a pregnant woman at that.
No, but they did that. That was their thing. There was a clip.
I didn't even know it was the water department. I didn't even know that's what he did.
Yeah. He was the guy. He was the guy that would come to the door, like, with the water department.
They had the truck too, man.
Yeah. You're gonna come to the door. Like, I mean, most of us, even me, like right now, they could. I don't know. If somebody came to my door, it was like, yeah, I'm with the water department. I'd open the door.
You were wrong. Don't open the door. You don't know him.
Now I tireless campaign for civil rights.
I'm just talking about like normally. I definitely wouldn't do it now. Yes, but it's just like they did a bunch of that, and then he did a lot of, like, he was out there, in his younger days. He wasn't the same wino we saw in that that wino we saw in that footage from the convenience store. He wasn't that back then. This is this shit right here. This is pre wino fentanyl. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He probably did some coke or some shit, smoked some weed and did some coke then, but he wasn't no junkie back then.
Sylvester Turner was with the family at Tom Bass Park and declared today George Floyd.
Look at that statue.
They paid for this with fake money. Look how bad that statue looks like.
It's horrible.
He would never wear that shirt.
Right, and he's so big. He was bigger than that. That looked like Trayvon Martin. Man.
He looks so calm.
He's like his boyhood photo for him.
She's got orange hair in the back.
Oh,
proud as shit too. Look at that.
Right. It's so sick.
We need a photo of George. They sent him to high school graduation.
This is sick.
Sister Latanya says that she is proud of her brother for what he stands for today.
Then why she ain't give him $20?
President Joe Biden has signed an executive order aimed at police reform on a federal level today. The order extends current Justice Department rules to other federal law enforcement
agencies. His own family to call the cops on him if he'd have shown up at their house.
Expansion of body camera use and restrictions on no-knock warrants. Rules to other federal law enforcement agencies, and those include a ban on chokeholds, expansion of
ban on chokeholds. So now the cop can get choked because the criminal's going to do whatever. You know what I'm saying? The criminal can choke you, but the cop can't choke. Like, think about you go into an interaction with a violent criminal knowing that there's limitations on what you can do, but he can do anything.
And this is what I'm saying, and you wonder why people are not rushing into schools. It's this type of stuff. It's like, I don't understand. You get what you ask for.
Right.
The order extends current Justice Department rules to other federal law enforcement agencies, and those include a ban on chokeholds, expansion of body camera use, and restrictions on no-knock warrants. This order also requires the Department of Justice to create a national database on police misconduct and reinstate limits on the transfer of military equipment to local police departments.
That was the dumbest thing. God damn.
That's terrible, because when you go down to MLK Street, you could really use an MRAP.
Situation that unfolded this morning while our colleagues were live on the air. Chicago police have issued a community alert about the incident. They are trying to track down the man.
Yes, the Starbucks.
Photos. Around 2 o'clock this morning.
He's coming out of Starbucks.
While our reporter was in the middle of a live report about gun violence in Chicago.
Oh, That's against the crouching tiger, people. That's a hate crime.
While our reporter was
Oh yeah, he definitely put it. Well, he's not pointing it at her. He's pointing it he's at the screen. I mean, at the camera. Yeah, he's stunting. But it's still, they got gun laws there. You're fucking probably 10-time felon. This guy's probably got he's probably on probation or even out on bond for. I guarantee you. Let me just say this: it's probably a 99% chance that he's either out on bond for a felony.
Right no, it's 100.
Yeah, the guy who does this.
Yeah, has nothing to lose.
100.
Yeah.
Clark and Hubbard. While our reporter was in the middle of a live report about gun violence in Chicago, a man walked up and pointed what appeared to be a...
Oh, my God.
Waving that shit.
In the middle of the report, the source of the gun violence walked right up.
He's so happy about it.
Yeah, I feel so bad for these guys because they're profiled. They got to tiptoe around society, keep their head down. Because, this is a nakedly racist country. And, they just got to, everybody's out to get him. And, he can't be his true self in this country. Because, he has to, mute himself. He has to mute his sensibilities and tone down his behavior.
He has to code switch.
Yeah. I feel so bad for this guy, man. He's stuck in this white man's world where he just has to, conform and just to get by and, try to avoid the cops.
Yeah, he's conforming all right.
Yeah, interaction with the cop is a death sentence. So,
he had to grab his vanilla latte before he wanted to go spin the block.
Right. That's what's scary. It's
I just really try to drill into people that the few people I've actually talked to about this, that it's not about opportunity or poverty, and it's really specifically about the fact that this group, it's recreational. Crime and violence is something that some people on average enjoy a lot more than most people, and that's really part of the root of the cause, I think.
Oppressed, but he can afford a bunch of $5 frappes from Starbucks.
But
he's not oppressed. He's not poor. He's got money.
The scary part that this guy, you're in Starbucks, and this guy's in line behind you, and you think, oh, you don't know that, if he thinks he was in line ahead of you, or you're in line behind him, or it's just some minor disagreement, or just
step on his shoes by accident in line.
You don't know that that's this guy at Starbucks.
Corner of.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying, hooded son man walks into Starbucks, I'm immediately paying attention to that. That's
no. Remember, they gave the Starbucks people diversity training. Remember that?
Well, they could take that. I'm gonna be out.
Yeah, diversity training because of that one incident.
Because they didn't let them use the bathroom.
And those guys was dead wrong. They were. I did a video on that. Those guys were in there lounging around, and the manager didn't say rude. She was just if you want the key, because there's a key. They had been sitting around because they were waiting for some white guy who was a lawyer or something. Something. They was meeting some white guy there who was some fucking I forgot what he was. It was
supposed to be business related, right?
Yeah, it was a business related meeting, but they was two homeboys, and they was in there and they were waiting. The guy was just taking for a long time, so they just in there, just lounging. And then they asked you. She was like, "Can you just buy water or something?" So, and then they got mad. And then the white guy got there, and then he blew it up. He's like, "How dare you treat my people?" You know what I'm saying? Because he the one who made it. I need to pull that video up, but
These photos around 7:00 this morning at the corner of Clark and Hubbard, while our reporter was in the middle of a live report about gun violence in Chicago, a man walked up and pointed what appeared to be a firearm at our crew. Right now, police are calling this man a person of interest, accused of aggravated assault with a firearm. If you have any information regarding who he is or where he is, please contact Chicago police. Our reporter and photographer were not injured, and we want to say thank you to the viewers who are watching Good Day Chicago and called or emailed to make sure our crew was okay. Dawn?
The irony. The irony. So So as you're giving a report in front of Starbucks, by the way, because I'm sure
On gun violence.
On gun violence at Starbucks, where the usual scenes of the crime are, this happens to you. I mean, like, that's got to be like getting struck by lightning.